There are 3 pantry items that can trick mosquitoes into drowning themselves while you sleep. Each one exploits a different biological signal: sugar, carbon dioxide, or light. UC Riverside and CDC researchers have studied these signals in controlled labs for decades. And yet no hardware store puts these traps at eye level because there's no refill to bill you for. I'm going to show you the exact build for each one, and the one honest limit no company will volunteer. The hunt: how mosquitoes find you in the dark. Mosquitoes don't find you by accident. They follow a targeting system that starts with the carbon dioxide you exhale with every breath. The moment a mosquito detects a sudden rise in CO2, it switches from wandering to active hunt mode. UC Riverside research shows that carbon dioxide doesn't just attract mosquitoes. It amplifies their response to other cues like dark shapes, movement, and skin odors. But carbon dioxide is only the first weakness. Both male and female mosquitoes need sugar from nectar and plant juices for daily energy. Blood is only for eggs. That means sugar attracts mosquitoes even when they're not hunting you. At night, many species also respond to light, especially in the UV range. Every trap in this video exploits one of these 3 hunting signals. The first one uses the sugar weakness that almost no homeowner knows about. Trap 1. The sugar bottle trap. The sugar trap is the simplest of the 3. You need a plastic soda bottle, warm water, and brown sugar. Cut the top third off, invert it into the bottom half like a funnel, and seal the edge with tape. Mosquitoes enter through the narrow opening to feed on the sugar water. The funnel shape makes it difficult for them to find the exit. Brown sugar works better than white because impurities add compounds that attract mosquitoes more strongly. Some people add boric acid to turn the bait toxic. If you have children or pets, skip this or put the trap well out of reach. Place the trap in dark corners where mosquitoes rest during the day. Under furniture, behind curtains, or inside closets are ideal spots. The trap works silently for days, costs under $1, and uses no electricity or chemicals. Scientists have documented this for decades. Even blood-hunting species stop at sugar when it's available. The bottle gives them a destination they can't leave. It won't empty your yard. What it will do is intercept sugar-seeking mosquitoes before they start hunting for blood. That is a real reduction, and it costs nothing but a bottle and a spoonful of sugar. But sugar only catches mosquitoes looking for a snack. The ones hunting you follow a different signal. Trap 2. The fermentation. CO2 trap. The second trap goes after the mosquitoes that are actively hunting you. It uses the same carbon dioxide signal that UC Riverside researchers have measured in field studies for decades. Yeast fermenting brown sugar in warm water produces a steady stream of CO2. Fill a bucket or large bottle with warm water, add a cup of brown sugar, and stir in a packet of yeast. Add a few drops of dish soap to break the surface tension of the water. Mosquitoes that land to investigate the carbon dioxide plume sink and drown almost immediately. The carbon dioxide output is modest compared to a sleeping human. In a bedroom or porch, however, the trap creates a competing signal that pulls mosquitoes away from your bed. The mixture stays active for about 2 weeks. This is not a new idea. CDC light traps have relied on carbon dioxide since the 1940s. Those traps use dry ice or compressed gas. Your version uses 1 packet of yeast that runs you under $1. The build costs under $2. It runs silently, produces no toxic fumes, and asks for nothing but a fresh batch of yeast and sugar every 14 days. For mosquitoes that hunt by breath, this trap turns their own biology against them. But not every mosquito hunts by breath. Some hunt by sight. And for those, there's a third option. Trap 3. The UV fan trap. The third trap is the only one that plugs in, but the power draw is tiny. A low wattage UVA LED in the 365 to 400 nanometer range attracts mosquitoes and other flying insects. A small fan pulls them into a capture chamber where they dry out and die. The science comes from CDC-style surveillance traps used in the field for decades. Those devices combined light with airflow to draw specimens. Modern consumer versions shrink that same principle down to a box the size of a coffee mug. Here is the honest limit. UV attraction varies by species. Culex mosquitoes respond more strongly than some Aedes species. The trap will catch beneficial insects, like moths, so place it away from pollinator plants and gardens. Best used indoors or on a covered porch, running from dusk until dawn. A basic unit costs $15 to $20. You can also build a homemade version with a computer fan and a UV LED for less. It needs no chemicals, no refills, and no attention beyond emptying the chamber every few days. For indoor spaces where you sleep, this is the most automated of the three. It runs with no setup beyond plugging it in. Just remember that it targets the light-seeking species, not everyone that enters your home. What the industry won't tell you. Now here's the honesty you won't hear from a trap manufacturer. The American Mosquito Control Association reviewed backyard trapping studies and found no meaningful drop in biting pressure from the traps alone. Some devices actually pulled more mosquitoes into the yard from surrounding areas. Source reduction still outperforms every trap on this list. Emptying standing water from gutters, bird baths, and saucers kills larvae before they become biting adults. A single puddle can produce hundreds of mosquitoes in a week, and no trap can match that. Bed nets and window screens are still the gold standard for indoor night protection, especially where mosquito-borne disease is a real risk. These barriers don't ask for yeast refills or fresh sugar water. They simply work. So why do hardware stores stock $50 zappers and chemical sprays instead of yeast? The answer is not conspiracy. It is arithmetic. No company can build a subscription model around ingredients you already own. You now have 3 silent traps that exploit mosquito biology instead of carpet bombing your porch with chemicals. Build one this weekend. Start with the sugar bottle because it costs nothing and proves the principle overnight. If the bites keep coming, add the fermentation trap for the hunters or the UV fan for indoor automation. But always fix the standing water first. No trap outperforms prevention. If this knowledge makes you less dependent on a monthly bill and more self-sufficient at home, subscribe and stay.